Hey everyone, good evening. We are live at 5. I'm so excited about tonight. We had 20, almost 30 people register for this training. So I want you all to, I usually wait a couple minutes before everyone jumps on. I want you all to, if you're jumping on for the first time, I want to make sure that I can see you. I want to make sure that you can hear me. So if you're on, tell me you hear me. Something I have to have two screens in front of me so I can see who's actually on. So I'll wait a couple of minutes. I see one person. So if you just say hi, tell me where you're from, and tell me why you wanted to log on and watch this training about the pop-up cleaners, because I know that that's a bone of contention with all of us cleaning business owners. So if you're joining me for the first time, say hi, introduce yourself, tell me where you're from, and all that fun stuff. I see two people jumping on. Like I said, I usually wait a minute or so before I get started, but we had a lot of new people join the Wednesday live. So I would love to meet you, see where you're from, where your business is from, what the name of your business is, learn a little bit more about you. I go live every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with another topic related to the cleaning industry. Tonight we're going to be talking about rising above all of the cheap pop-up cleaners and crushing the competition with three proven methods that I have used myself, because I'm seeing it. My business is in up here north of Boston. I'm seeing all the cheap cleaners as well, so everything that you're seeing in your state I'm seeing too. And this training tonight is from the feedback I have actually been getting from people. Rising above the cheap pop-up cleaners. So, all right, why don't we get started? For those of you that don't know me, welcome to Wednesday. It's already Wednesday because we had a day off on Monday. Hopefully no one cleaned on Monday. It's sad that the summer is coming to a close in another couple of weeks. It's still nice up here. I am in Seabrook, New Hampshire at the beach house for another week. Next week I have my first annual Rise retreat where I have 6 people coming for the retreat, which I'm really excited about. So it's still kind of summery here, but we'll be moving home in a week and a half. So anyways, getting excited, getting ready for that retreat. And the owners are in for a big treat with me because I have so much to talk about, so many trainings on all different types of topics. It's going to be a really, really nice it's going to be a really fantastic time. So super excited for people that are coming. So I've been preparing the food, the menu for 3 days, which includes lobster, seafood chowder, because a lot of people that are coming from Texas and Indiana, Candace and Kelly, they don't get lobster like we get it up here. So they're pretty excited about that. So if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Cheryl Hager. I'm a cleaning business owner. I own a company called Made Bright. I founded it myself when it was at zero money. I'm also a cleaning business coach. I've coached hundreds of maid service owners, and I help people create systems, create management levels, and double and triple their revenues. I also help owners by giving them the mindset tools they need. And I find in the beginning, that's what a lot of people struggle with, to get out of their own way. That's a really big thing. It's very hard to look in the mirror and find your shortcomings, right? 9 times out of 10, it's something we're doing or we're not doing that's actually causing what's going on in your business. I took my own business from zero to over 750,000 a year and above in Boston. We're getting close to 800, which is super exciting. Getting there. My business is growing too, and I teach people what I do on a daily basis. I wouldn't teach you to do something if I wasn't doing it myself and I knew it already worked. Okay, the only way something is not going to work for you is if you do not make it work, period. I don't sugarcoat anything. If you're not willing to do what it takes, right, you have to be willing to hold on and don't let go and keep going and stop complaining and stop whining. And that's where most owners fail, right? They whine, they complain, and they quit. And I can guarantee you, if you quit, you're going to fail. That's it, right? So I teach people not to quit. And that's where the magic happens. The magic happens is when you feel like quitting, but you have that refusal to quit and you go over the mountain and then the success happens. Okay, so all right, on to tonight's training. Let me just check in and see who is on. Hi, is it Bree McCallan? You're on for the first time. You're on for the first time. We have 6 viewers and no one's coming on except 2 people came on. My tech audio person to tell me the audio was good. Everyone say hi to Jerry. And Bree McCallahan from Southern Oregon. Well, welcome. I see 7. Hi, Laurie. So glad you're on. So good to see you. Um, anyone else? Come say hi. I don't bite. So these pop-up cleaners. Let's talk about this. Let's get down to business. Is everyone sick? Let me do a show of hands here so I can get some engagement. Who's sick of the cheap pop-up cleaners who you think are taking your business? Show of hands. Just say me. Just say me. I'm gonna know that you hate the pop-up cleaners, right? They suck, right? They're not professional at all. They're terrible. They're terrible. And a couple of years ago, or even 1 year ago, there wasn't nearly as half as many cleaners around. So you had your franchises, you had your mom and pops, you had a few solo cleaners here and there. And I believe in equal opportunity. Trust me, it's where we all started. Okay, so I'm all for that, unless I think it's damaging the industry, which is, what I think is what we're seeing a little bit of now. So let's talk about what these pop-up cleaners look like. Okay, the definition of a pop-up cleaner is they're popping up on Facebook all over the place. Okay, they say something like, I can clean $25 an hour, right? Or I just private message you, or I just DM'd you, or I can be there tomorrow for $20. They look really desperate. They're charging cheap money. If someone is able to clean for $20, they don't have insurance. And the common onlooker that wants their house cleaned has no clue what that means for them, right? Now, why do you not want to private message someone? Because you look like a pain in the butt, right? You look desperate. You can't rise to the top if you look desperate, okay? They're usually not reliable. They're usually not thorough, right? They don't have any systems in place. Maybe some, maybe not, right? They don't have many systems in place, no technology. And this is going from, I've met with thousands and thousands of homeowners because I do all my own estimates. So this is real life data. I like bringing real life data to you because I feel it's the only way you're going to learn. They ask their clients for money in advance. They talk about their drama, their baby daddy, their parents, their 19 people living in their house, or whatever it is, right? They talk about all that stuff with the client. The clients don't care. They want their house cleaned, right? They get mad at their clients if they go on vacation because they are dependent on that money to survive. That's a real thing. They may or may not carry insurance, like I said, which is dangerous to the homeowner if something happens. Huge. That's a huge thing. They only take cash for payment or Venmo. That means it usually means that they aren't paying for insurance or payroll taxes, right? So they're not paying American taxes. They don't know how to hire people, so they get their cousin and their friends to work as day laborers, which is a surefire way to get shitty help, which leads to bad quality of the cleanings. So part of this thing as a cleaning business owner is we want to protect the industry. And how do we do that together? We have to raise our rates, okay? That's one of the biggest things is you have to raise your rates to keep the integrity of the industry intact. Does that make sense? Like, some of these cleaners will do themselves a disservice. I always have to take my watch off because people like pinging me. Some of these cleaners will do a disservice to themselves because you have to charge the right amounts of money to keep the business going, right? You have to pay for things like insurance, taxes, if you're paying for marketing, if you're doing ads. I don't particularly do ads. I don't teach my clients to pay for ads. I have a completely organic way of teaching you that saves you a ton of money. Company cars you have to pay for if you're scaling on that level. Company uniforms, like, there's so many things, right? So, and we all know in life that you get what you pay for, right? But there are still people who don't value cleaners, who don't value getting their house cleaned, right? They think that $20 an hour thing is like a true cost, and they have no idea the cost associated with running a full-fledged business, right? Has anyone been running into this? Just say yes, running into this. um I don't, it's, people are telling them that they're going to clean their house for $20, so they just assume that all companies are going to get $20, right? Well, you don't get all the insurances and the workers comp and the ones that can communicate and speak English and show up on time. You don't get that for $20 an hour. Okay, so we all have a fiduciary duty to keep the rates high. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Hi everyone. Hi Amber. I'm gonna say hi to everyone. Hey Janet. Janet, how are you? Marianne. We had a lot of people on here tonight. Where's Marianne? Hi Marianne, Patty. Marianne, where are you from? Janet, Bree. Yep, exactly. Sick of the pop-up cleaners. I know, people. I know. I'm sick of the pop-up cleaners too. I'm sick of them. So, okay, I want to talk about raising your rates. All right, that's one of the first things we do when I work with people. When they come into the accelerator program, the Drop Them Up Accelerator, we do a pricing audit. We raise the rates. Why do we want to raise the rates? Because you have to afford to do business. You have to afford your insurances. You have to afford to pay your staff, because you should be paying payroll taxes, right? If you're operating either W-2 or you're paying 1099, which you still have to pay them a decent amount. You usually have to pay 1099 more money. So you have things to pay for, right? You have processes to run. You have CRMs. You have your technology. You have apps. There's things that, if when you bring them in, they make you more money. Everyone looks at, let's say, CRM, for example. Oh my God, I can't afford it. A CRM is making you money. A CRM is not a debt. Okay, a CRM, Jobber, ZenMaid, anything, House Call Pro, all those, they make you money. Sure, it's a monthly payment, but it's making you money. That is not a debt. And a lot of people get super confused with this. They think a debt, a vehicle that teaches you how to make money is not a debt. It's not a debt. Going on Amazon and spending $2,000 on your credit card on clothes is a debt. Is a difference, right? Total difference. So that was all sidebar. So Janet Glidden, Janet is in the Drop Them Up class on Tuesdays, and she's been deathly afraid to raise her rates because she thought all her clients were going to cancel on her. Well, we found out that is not true. So she had a really difficult client. She thought for sure it was going to cancel on her. She raised her rate. I want to say she raised her rate $50 a cleaning, maybe $60 a cleaning. And the woman has been with her for a long time, and she had first started to give her a hard time, and then after, she paid it. So 95% of your clients will stay with you when you raise your rates. That's one of the things I help people with. Okay, let's talk about how we stand out from the competition and differentiate ourselves from all these pop-up cleaners who may or may not even be in business in 6 months, in 1 year, when they realize like how hard it is to run a business by yourself, right? So how do we stand out? So let me just first say this: people will pay for value. Okay, don't think they won't, because they will. It's your job as the owner to show them your company is worth hiring, right? People have many choices. They have no idea what they're looking for. So if you try and compete on price, you're dead in the water. You will not survive. All right? Do not compete on price. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. So why do you want to be a higher priced cleaning company? I'm not talking the highest. I'm talking higher. Why do you want to be a higher priced cleaning company? Number one, because you're going to get treated better. Okay? It's a massive difference. The more you charge, the more the client feels that you have the value to pay that amount, that premium. They're going to treat you better, right? You don't want to be a $20 an hour cleaner, because you're going to get treated like crap, right? Why? They don't treat you right at $20 an hour because you don't value yourself, right? Don't work for pennies. This is hard work. We all know it's hard work, right? That's a self-worth. That's a desperation move. Don't do it. You aren't doing yourself any favors. You're not doing us any favors, right? By undercutting your competition, or anyone else for that matter. There is plenty to business plenty of business to go around. Okay, so number two, why do you want to be a higher price cleaner? So you can afford to run the business. You can't make a profit margin if you're charging too cheap, right? And I see this over and over again. Owners come to me desperate for help. We do a deep dive. We find out that they aren't charging enough for their services, so it doesn't do you any good. For example, if you have 30 clients but you're only making 2,000 a month, like that doesn't that doesn't do you any good. That doesn't do them any good, or whatever, right? It's a waste of your time and your energy. You're better off going to get a regular job. For real, you're going off and getting a regular job, right? Because you use at that about 30 cleans, you're not doing it yourself. You usually get some type of a helper or whatever, right? So you're having to pay for some type of labor. Number three, what's number three? So you can leave a legacy to your family and your children. Create something cool, right? Create a business, create something cool that could potentially produce residual income for yourself, for your family, your kids, and you need to learn how to run the business correctly. Okay, so most of these pop-up cleaners, right? They do it for a little while as a side hustle. They think it's cool. There's cash coming in, right? But they never learn the correct systems to turn it into a business. Why? Because they're not charging enough money to afford to run a business. So they eventually quit. Is that making sense? Tell me if this is making sense. I'm gonna check in. Making sense. Everyone, this is making sense. Hello. All right. What can you do to rise above all these bottom dwellers, as I call them? My 3 proven steps, if you want to write them down. Number 1, if you have a pen or write them on your phone or whatever, my 3 proven steps is number 1. Identify your target market so well. Like, you need to niche this down. You can't just say parents, right? You can't just say that. You can't just be like, all cleaners, or you can't just say all residential, because there's little, markets within bigger markets, right? So niche this down. So you want to analyze your service area. You want to determine who you want as your ideal client, right? Do you want post construction? Do you want Airbnb? Do you want residential recurring? Do you want property managers? You want to specialize in a couple of different types. You don't want to do all of them, because it's going to be too much, right? You want to specialize in a couple, and then you want to get real good at delivering that type of service, right? So what you can do is you can create a customer profile, right? Create like my ideal client, what I want that person to look like. You want to research your competition. Who are you competing against? Who are you really competing against? Are you competing against Sarah that just picks up like 2 houses, just wants to do 2 houses a week? Not really. Not if you're on the level where you're approaching, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. If you're on that level, you're not worried about Sarah, right? You're just not, because it's no threat, right? There's plenty of business to go around. But you want to create this customer profile, so you know, okay, who are my favorite types of clients? I'm going to be honest with you. I hate post construction. I don't like doing them at all. I find them to be very difficult. I find them to be super picky, and I hate cleaning windows with the stickers on them. So, but we don't do them, right? I know that we don't do them. We do very few Airbnbs because I know they're difficult. We do a few for some friends of ours. That's it. That is it. I don't mess with property managers. They're a pain in the butt, right? You can wait 60, 90 days to get paid. So I already know that, all right? So you want to specialize in a couple of different types. You can get good at delivering that service. So identifying your demographic, who can afford your service, okay? Who's most likely to use your services? Have you identified get the gaps in your area, right? Of people that are or are not doing it yet. Do you know what your strong point is of your company that separates you from your competition? These are all things that help you attract the right clients. You don't want to fight for clients. You don't want to fight on price. You don't want to beg clients, right? I see this all the time. That's the last thing you want to do. You look desperate. So if anyone is doing that, I urge you to stop right now, okay? I urge you to stop right now. So just to show of hands, because I'm curious, what types of cleaning do you do? Do you just post in the comments? Do you do residential? Do you do commercial? Do you do Airbnb? Let me know what kind you do. Do you do window cleaning, or some people have different ones? Because I'm curious as to what everyone does. So let's check in. All making sense. All right, is it Kaleen or Kayleen? I want to say Kayleen, but the Y is after the L, so I'm not. Is it Colleen? Maybe it's Colleen. I don't want to. I don't want to mess it up. Hi, how are you? Welcome. Hi, Kelly Jenkins. I'm gonna see Kelly next week. Residential for Kayleen. Amber. Hi, Amber. Does commercial and residential. Janet does a few, mostly residential, a few commercial. Yep. All right, so we see a theme here going on. Ashley Lane Manis. Hi, Ashley. Residential. All right, so a lot of people are doing residential here. Keep going. Keep going. Just keep putting that. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is identify your client's ideal pain points. They're going to be similar. They're going to be similar. Okay, but knowing what the pain of your ideal client is crucial to you, because you're going to be able to sell your services to them, right? So let's talk about pain points. The busy mom who doesn't have time to clean. We all know who she is. We meet her every day. Parents who work full-time jobs. We all know they don't have time to clean their house, right? And they're taking their kids to sports and the whole 9 yards. The busy single professional who can't be bothered. That is a market, right? That is a market. The elderly couple who can't clean anymore. That's another market. The vacationer who just vacations all the time, and they're here, they're there, they're everywhere. Like I said, not everyone is going to be your ideal client. So what you want to do is you want to segment it down further, right? And this is going to help you learn the exact transits of this client and help you overcome their pricing objectives, if there is a pricing objective. The most difficult client to convert is someone that's never had a cleaner before, so they're unaware at how expensive it is. I think they're going to get someone to come in and clean their house for $80, right? And that's like a joke. I don't know anyone that's doing it for that anymore. So more like 180. So number one was your market, identifying your target market. You have that down. Those are some tips. Number two, to beat these pop-up cleaners, this is the most important thing in the world, and one of the most important things I spend time on when I'm training people, is creating a solid brand. It is the most overlooked thing I see all the time, and it's the most important thing you can do with your company, your logo, your coloring, everything, right? So what is in a brand? Your mission and your values. What drives your business, right? Some people don't know what that is, right? They don't know who they are, what that is. They're just cleaning. They're just out there getting any types of jobs because they need money, right? So that's very important if you want to beat these pop-up cleaners and be a business in the community that everyone respects and wants to hire. Okay, so are you focused on eco-friendly practices? Maybe you are. Exceptional customer services, hopefully, because that helps a lot. Are you reliable? Are you punctual? Are your teams on time? Right? That's all part of your values of your company. What's your mission? Why are you doing it? Right? A lot of people, some people know why they're doing this business, and some people just said because they didn't want a job. So it all kind of depends, what that is. So you have to have passion for what you're doing, whatever you're doing. Otherwise, why are you doing it? Right? We all like to clean, we all like to be servants to help people. So you have to show that in your branding. Okay, people are going to connect with your brand because of the why you do it, not the what. Right? They're going to connect with your brand because of why you do it, why you're helping people, why you started the company, What's your mission? That's how they're going to connect with you, not the what. There's a million cleaners out there. You need to stand out in a sea of pop-up cleaners, okay? What sets you apart is something, and you can write this down, called the unique selling position. That USP for short. Unique selling. Did I say position? Sorry. Unique selling proposition. That's it. Unique selling proposition. Okay, what is this? This is what sets you apart from your competitors. It could be your specialized services. It could be advanced equipment or a satisfaction guarantee. Are you green? Are you woman owned? Well, most of us are. Um, do you offer free cleanings to cancer victims? Do you offer discounts to veterans? Is there something? Do you offer discounts to breast cancer survivors because you're a breast cancer survivor yourself, right? So think about that for a second. If you're a breast cancer survivor yourself and you offer discounted cleanings to breast cancer survivors, you have a whole market in there you didn't even think about, right? That's how you become different. You have to become different to beat all these people that are you think are taking your business, which they're really not. If you do what I'm telling you to do, you're not going to have any competition. Okay, so what makes you different from everyone else? If anyone wants to put in the chat what makes your company different, I would love to hear it, because I always like to hear about new people's businesses and why they're doing it, what their purpose and what their mission is. So, what makes your company different? I would love to see that. Love to see it. Let me check in. I'm checking in residential. What do you do? Amber Collins. Hi, Amber. I do. Ready? Residential, commercial, a little Airbnb. Um, we also do power washing and junk removal. Why? Because we believe in multiple streams of income, which is another day for another training. But for case and purposes for house cleaning, we do residential, Airbnbs, and commercial. I don't really touch new construction. I don't touch property management. And I don't do hoarders. And I don't do crime scenes. So some people do it. That's a market. There's a market for that, right? Okay. Do you have a cool name for your company? Do you like the name of your company? Janet Glidden, who I was talking to before, or talking about to you before, she's in the Drop Them Up and Scale Accelerator. Her company was called Janet's Cleaning for years. She decided to give it a name change, and our company now is called Maid Day Cleaning, MAID. I was like, oh, that's so cool, because she lives near the beach. She lives up here. And so she has a new company name. Now she has a brand. Now she has a purpose, right? So much better than Janet's Cleaning. Okay, now she has Maid Day Cleaning. Totally different level. Totally different level. So, is you have a logo that looks different than everyone else. A lot of people have very similar logos. It's very common. But you don't want to do that. You want to separate yourself, right? Are your colors engaging? Do they call out the viewer, hey, that looks professional? Or does it look still amateur? Telling your company's story. It's very important to people. People want to know these things. It's why they connect with you, right? That's why they want personal information, somewhat personal information. That's somewhat personal information, not very detailed personal information. Okay, so that was number two. Number three, why is it important to show your clients the benefits of working with a professional company? Why do we want to show them this? Why do we want to show them this? Number one, it builds credibility and trust. Clients are more likely to trust and choose a company that demonstrates professionalism, uniforms, hair up, not looking a mess, not vaping in the driveway, right? All that stuff. You have to have a set of standards that people follow, so they trust you, so they know that when maid Bride is coming to the house, they're respectful, they're friendly, they play with their dogs, all that stuff. Like when I do my check-ins with my clients, I check in with my clients a few times a year. um, they give me feedback. I want to hear what it is. Every single one of them, and we've worked hard for this. Every single one of them says the girls are amazing. They say they're friendly, they're super nice, they love them, right? That is what we, one of the things we pride ourselves on in my company. It's huge because people want to have people in the house they trust, right? It's massive. And it's a labor of love hiring the right people. I do help people with that too. So it builds credibility and trust, okay? Number two, it's going to communicate value over price, and that's what you're trying to do, right? It communicates value over price. You want them to value your services. You want them to pay $30, $40 more than the pop-up cleaner that just was at their house yesterday, right? So clients often focus on cost, but when you are clearly articulate the benefits of working with a professional company, experienced staff, insurance services, thorough processes, all those things, text reminders, you take credit cards, all that stuff, right? That communicates value over price. They know what they're paying for. Right? You've that changes the game, okay? You have to shift the conversation from price to value when you're talking to them, because they could be like, well, my cleaner only charged me $80, but if you've done your job through the walkthrough, you should know why you're there and the old cleaner isn't there anymore. Aha, the aha moment here, right? You're there because their last cleaner sucked. We know that. So I say this all the time, people will pay for value, but you have to show them that you have value. You have to first say it, but then once you get the client, you have to deliver on those promises, right? Reliability, the quality, the trust, the security, those are big things. Making sure doors are closed, locks are locked, keys are put back, whatever. That stuff is all big. And this helps the client see that they're paying for quality, safety, and peace of mind rather than just a basic average service, which is what they're going to get from most cleaners out there, right? Okay. These things, having all this value, offers your client peace of mind. So clients value the peace of mind knowing that they are working with professionals who are insured, bonded, and capable of handling any situation, right? Whether it's addressing special cleaning requirements, managing emergencies, providing reliable customer support, showcasing these benefits provides reassurance and shows them that your company is full of value, right? And you can call these people out, be daring in your ads, your content, and drop them off. I teach you how to call your ideal client out and attract them to you, so you're not fighting everyone for the same clients. It's terrible when you have to go into sales mode. I know people hate sales because sales sucks. When you have to chase people, it's awful. Totally awful. Let me check in here. I'm gonna call you. Well, it could be Bry. Is it Bry with? Would I pronounce it Bry with an I? We offer free cleaning to someone struggling with mental health every month. Bree. Oh, all right, Bree. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, Bree. Nice to meet you, Bree. I also want to get a junk removal and window cleaning. Oh, I could teach you. I could teach you. Junk removal's awesome, except you have to have guys. That's what you think. Window cleaning, women can do. Women can do. And it's a good addition. Um, Anyone have any questions for me about this? Kaylin, spelled weird. That's all right. It's pretty. It's a pretty name. I liked it. Kaylin. Because it looks like Kayleen, like with the E on the end. Let me check and make sure I have everyone here. So, in short, that is how you rise above. Okay, you have to rise above these pop-up cleaners. You have to rise above. You have to show that your company has value. You have to show them why they want to hire you, why you're different than everyone else. And a lot of times it just comes down to them interviewing a few people. They interview you. Your company's packed with value. You have a nice sales package you bring to the house. which is, what I also teach you how to do in some of my programs. I have one, it works phenomenal. Some people just go with a business card and they just walk through and they're just like, I'll do it for 150. Like they have no sales game, no finesse, no package. So you want those people to be, you want them to call a couple people so they can assess one over the other, right? Exactly, right? But be daring in your content for real, right? So I teach this unique branding that you can create without spending a dime on Facebook ads, no Google ads, and everything else that they tell you to spend money on. The bottom line is that most companies don't have the marketing budget to be paying for ads. Okay, and most of the time when your branding isn't fleshed out, okay, you don't know who you are, what your mission, what your purpose is, all those things, you're just going to be throwing money out the window, right? You're going to be wasting hundreds of dollars. If you just learn how to do this first, you would know exactly what your brand stands for, which makes it so much easier for your company to sell its services, right? Right. So I do 3 times a year. I do an open registration for a drop them off accelerator. It's a 6 months accelerator, and it's coming up end of September. I would be doing it earlier, except I'm having the in-person retreat next week, and I've been completely immersed in getting ready for that and all the trainings and that I've been writing and preparing and everything else. So I'm going to be having what's called an open registration end of September for drop them off. I take 7 people. Why do I take 7 people? Because I don't believe in having large classes where everyone gets lost. I want everyone to get individualized attention. And if you're struggling with knowing what your brand is, we should have a chat. You can drop something in here. You can say, drop them up, and I can let you know when open registration is coming. I usually put some things in the group when it's coming. If you're looking for a change, if you need to put systems in your place, in your business, like if you don't know, you need systems, but you don't know what you need, that's a person. Who else would be a good fit? Someone that has been cleaning for a few years now and can't get above $7,000-8,000 a month. You feel like you're stuck. That's a good fit. People like that are struggling. If you're struggling with employees, that's a good fit. If you're struggling closing sales and high paying clients, that's a good fit. A lot of people have gotten a lot of results. You'll see I just posted a video. Candace, she's coming. She's been with me for a year. She's tripled her income. She's amazing. She worked through so many barriers, so many confidence barriers. And, there were times that she wanted to give up. And I kept on with her, and I pushed her. And she's nearly tripled her income. She's kicking MF ass. And I'm so proud of her. She can tell you all about Drop Them Up. She was in Drop Them Up, the first one. She was in Drop Them Up. So if anyone is interested, open registration is going to come end of September, which is in a few weeks. So if you're interested, let me know. I will put you on the wait list. All right. I hope this was helpful. I was really excited to do this. If you're watching this on replay, um, let me know if you have any questions. I always look at the comments after to see if anyone had any questions about the pop-up cleaners, but I don't want you all to panic about these pop-up cleaners. I just want you to figure out how to beat them. Okay, there's a difference. I don't want you to panic. I want you guys to figure out how to beat these people, because if you really want to scale and grow, to 300, 400, 500, $1 million in revenue, you need to learn how to do that, right? You will not be competing on price. You won't be charging $25 an hour. You'll be charging $75 an hour per cleaner, right? So you'll be charging $150 an hour for 2 people to go into a house. That's some money, and that's what I teach you how to do. All right, ladies. It was so nice to meet everywhere. All these new people. I'm so excited. But for you new people, I go live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on a different topic every week. Sometimes I do interactive ones where we talk, you ask questions. Sometimes I review people's Facebook business pages. I am going to be having some podcast opportunities coming up. So that should be exciting. That's also going to be on Wednesday in place in between the trainings. So all right, amazing cleaners. Have an amazing evening, and I will see you all soon. I'll see you in the group. All right, bye.